Good afternoon, Standard 8. Once again, I am before you. So, in my previous interaction, already I have discussed with you half of the chapter of history, that is your chapter number 1, beginning of the modern world. I have discussed with you about the sources to study the modern period. I have also mentioned you about Renaissance meaning, its features like humanism and rationalism, and also the reasons which were responsible behind its birth and spread. Now, today I shall complete the remaining topic, and I will mention you today about the spirit of inquiry, the various aspects of Renaissance, and finally we will move to the impact of the modern world. Now, before moving to the topic, I want to recapitulate the previous class. As I have mentioned you that before the birth and arrival of Renaissance in Europe, the scenario in Europe was totally different. There was dominance and supremacy of church who were exploiting the common masses. There was presence of feudalism, and society was going through the dark phase, which is also known as dark ages in Europe. Now, there was no priority given to human beings in Europe during the early medieval period. You will see there was a presence of ignorance, superstition, and blind faith. There was lack of awareness in the society, due to which the people were exploited and dominated by the church, which was supreme authority in the society during that time. And there was nobody has the right to question the authority. If church had stated anything, it has to be practiced and accepted by the people without any questioning. So you can say there was a kind of dictatorship of the church, and due to this supremacy, due to this exploitation, the common masses were suffering. And all these things which I have discussed with you, it's very much evident in the during the early medieval Europe. But with the presence of Renaissance in the in the latter medieval period, the scenario in Europe completely changed. The human beings who were given no priority now became utmost important. The religion, which was very important earlier in the society, now it did not have such importance as human beings. So life after death was not given priority, but life living in this world was much more important concept after the birth of Renaissance. And Renaissance has not only touched only one aspect of human society, it has influenced and inspired almost each and every section of human life. And that's why we are talking about this event. It had brought a great revolutionary change in the European society, and which had its impact on various parts of the world even today also. Now, in this way, we are seeing the scenario in the early medieval Europe and in the latter medieval Europe was completely different. Now, let's move to the topic. So, we will start with spirit of inquiry. If you will see the various major achievements and inventions and discoveries which were made during the Renaissance period, the spirit of inquiry was also one of the feature which was prevailing in all these achievements. Now, what is the meaning of this term spirit of inquiry? It simply refers to analysis into nature, exploration, and journey for discovering different areas of knowledge. This spirit of inquiry brought the determination in the people to explore the unknown. So with this spirit of inquiry, we are saying that there is a major change in the society. The society which was earlier following the things blindly, now it was not ready to accept anything based on somebody's assumption. The people had the desire to question and find the answers themselves. So their truth, their discovery, their invention was based on their own experience. I will mention you about the various aspects of Renaissance, and you can see various aspects of Renaissance can be noticed into different areas like your paintings, sculpture, architecture, literature, and other fields too. So we will start with painting. Earlier, even in the field earlier you have seen that every field of human life was dominated by religion, but now there is a shift, there is a change in the society, and even the world of painting was also influenced by this new change. Now the center of attraction were human beings instead of religion or religious ideas. The paintings produced during this period were more graceful, realistic, and secular. Artists of this period have produced beautiful paintings of human beings with soft features, beauty, harmony, and peace. Now I want to mention you about some of the famous personalities who were painters of this period, and these were the Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael. See, Leonardo da Vinci, who was a versatile personality. He was a scientist, he was an engineer, he was an anatomist, and a painter too. The Last Supper and your the painting of Mona Lisa, these were the masterpieces produced by this great painter during Renaissance period. Now I will mention you about Raphael. He was a well-known painter of Renaissance period, and he was contemporary of Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, and he has produced a famous painting of Madonna and the Child. Now I will move to sculpture. See, what is a sculpture? It is actually an art of making figures or objects from clay, wood, or even your this stones. Yes. Now, during this Renaissance period, there was a great change in the field of sculpture too. Like I have mentioned you earlier, in painting, human beings were the center of attraction for the artist. In the field of sculpture also, you will see that human beings became more important for the artist instead of religion. And the sculpture of this Renaissance period were inspired by both the medieval and classical sources. See, the various items, especially in the field of sculpture, which were produced during this period, now it is more graceful and realistic. It looks more realistic, and that is because of the study of human anatomy. See, I have mentioned you about Leonardo da Vinci. He was also an anatomist. You know what is anatomy? It is the study of human shapes and forms. Now, the famous personalities in the field of sculpture were Michelangelo, Lorenzo, and Myron. See, the work of Michelangelo is still a milestone in the field of sculpture. Like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo was also a versatile personality. He was multi-talented one. He was a painter, architect, and sculptor also. Now, if we look into the work of this great artist, Michelangelo, the statues of David, Pieta, and Moses are one of the best creations of his time. And not only his time, even today also it is regarded as a milestone in the field of sculpture. Now let's come to the architecture. See, in the field of architecture also there was a change, and in the latter medieval time you will see a vast change in this field. The Gothic style, which was very much popular and prevalent in the early medieval period, now it was rejected by the architects. Now I want to give a brief idea about this Gothic architecture. Now this kind of architecture actually developed during the early medieval period in Europe, and the unique feature of Gothic style is your pointed arc, great heights, vaulted ceilings, and others. So this was actually rejected by the architects during the Renaissance period. Now in Renaissance period you will see the architects were inspired by the ancient Greek and Roman civilizations. So in one way you can say during this period the architects were inspired by the ancient Greek and Roman architecture, and that was quite prevalent that was quite clear from their work also. If you will see the common features of this Renaissance period architecture, you will see their domes and your pillars, arcs. These were some of the common features which were prevalent in every building which was built during this time. If we talk about the major architectural work of this period, then it is the finest example is your St. Peter's Church, which was designed by Michelangelo and Donato. Now we will discuss about music. So Renaissance had its influence in the field of music too. So during this period you will see the popular instruments were violin, musical instruments like your violin and piano. These became very popular, And the major magician of this period was Palestrina, who composed the Book of Masses. And it is actually actually based on music. Now we will discuss about literature. See, literature was also there was a great change in the field of literature also. With the advent of Renaissance, you will see a great change in this field, and that change was especially in terms of languages. The Latin language, which was very much popular before the spread of Renaissance, now this Renaissance had led to the development of many European languages like your Spanish, German, French, and others. The study of history and especially the study of history and especially literature became much more important during this Renaissance period. And see, in Renaissance, during this Renaissance period, you will see the major thinkers and writers who have played a vital role in bringing this reawakening and revival in the society, whether that was your Rousseau or it was your John Locke or any other thinkers. They had played a vital role because see, it is literature. In the field of literature we have seen that the writers have used literature as a tool to create awareness in the society. They produced their views on different issues through their writings, and that writing brought a great change in the society. Let's move to some of the remarkable work in the field of literature during this period, which has been done during this period by the various writers. Now you all know that Italy, which was the birthplace of this Renaissance, and if we talk in the field of literature, some of the vital works produced by the writers during this period were Divine Comedy of Dante, Petrarch produced the poem Sonnets to Laura, and Machiavelli. Machiavelli is a very important, he was a very well-known writer during the Renaissance period, and even today also his work is appreciated and a great milestone in the field of political philosophy. His book, The Prince, deals with the interaction of system and politics in the society. So these are the few works of the Italian poets and writers. Now I will mention you about the work of Dutch scholar Erasmus, who wrote In Praise of Folly. See, already I have mentioned you that before the birth of this Renaissance, the society was dominated and exploited by the church. So the writers, see, always remember, the thinkers, they are influenced by the happenings of the society. In the same way, Erasmus was also influenced by the corrupt practices of the church, and thus he took his pen to raise his voice against the corrupt practices of the church. And through his work in this book, he has clearly mentioned about the exploitation which church was doing during this time to the people. Now I will mention you about one of the most important change which took place during this time, during the Renaissance period. There was a religious reformer and thinker, Martin Luther, and he was from Germany, and he has already observed and analyzed the failures of the church. It was because of his Reformation movement there was bifurcation of the Christian religion into two sects, that is your Catholic and the Protestant. Now if we move to England during the Renaissance period, we will see that this period was the golden time for English language and scholarship. Some of the greatest writers and thinkers were produced during this period who have given the milestone works in the field of literature during this period. The classics produced during this time by the writers were the Canterbury Tales by Chaucer, Paradise Lost by Milton, and Utopia by Thomas More. The literature of Renaissance period will be incomplete without mentioning the name of William Shakespeare. See, he was a great, well-known writer, great dramatist of this period, and even today his work is relevant and staged all over the world, whether that is your Hamlet, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, or other works. So during this time, the English drama reached its top. Renaissance literature became very important and spreaded because of the invention of printing press. This printing press brought a great revolution as it helped in the spread of literature in the society. Earlier manuscripts had to be copied by hand and it was very tough. Ultimately, the written items which were produced or the writing works were really very expensive, and mostly it was limited to the upper classes or the rich and influential classes. The common masses did not have the guts to buy this expensive work. But with the invention of printing press, now the books were cheap and easily available. So this printing press was invented by Gutenberg in 1455 CE, while in England the first printing press was established by Caston in your 1477 CE. I have mentioned you about the spirit of inquiry, and I have also discussed about the free thinking, reasonable thinking, rationalism, which were very much popular during this period. And due to this concept of free thinking and spirit of inquiry, there was great advancement and discoveries made in the field of science and technology. Science and technology was encouraged because of the free intellectual climb and because of the free thinking, as well as the scientific temperament of Renaissance. Now, as I have mentioned you that church was the supreme authority during before the Renaissance period, and church has authority. Church, whatever it has to dictate, whatever it dictates, people has to accept without any questioning. So people had no authority, and church used to impose the things without any clarification or logical givings. So we will see in the field of science and technology also there was a change during this Renaissance period. Copernicus, who was from Poland, Poland is a European country, and he was an astronomer. And what is the meaning of astronomer? A person who studies the universe and the heavenly bodies. So he refused to accept the theory given by the church. Earlier church has given the theory that the earth is flat, and your earth, being a heavenly body, it is in the center of the universe, and sun and the other planets, they revolve around it. Although it was refused, this theory was refused by Copernicus. He said that sun is in the center and earth is not flat, actually it is round in shape. But see, during those days, if you refuse to accept the things given or the beliefs or practices of the church, you are liable for punishment. So although he has the guts that he encouraged to refuse the theory, he was having the guts to refuse the theory of church given by the church, but at the same time he was given the punishment. But although he escaped the punishment, because after publishing his theory, shortly he died. Earlier the condition was very critical. If you speak against the church, you are liable for great punishments. Whether you are correct or incorrect, it is not the question. The question is, you are speaking against the supreme authority of the society.